Hello. Okay, next tutorial. This tutorial is for a recreation of the character Jack Skellington from the Tim Burton movie The Nightmare Before Christmas. One of my all-time favourite movies. Absolutely wonderful movie. It's actually what got me into stop motion a long time ago, but that's a whole other story. But yeah, this look is so much fun to do. It's so simple, but when you do it, you realise how much fun it is to try and recreate it and get the shading. It's just a really fun look to try. And it's another one of my more requested looks. It's been requested by loads and loads of people, but will shout out the first person that requested it. It was actually requested first by X. Yeah, I'll put the name there. So they were the first person to originally request this look, so thank you. I will do a quick shout out to a video I've done in the past for Sally, just in case you want to go as a couple kind of thing, because Sally and a Jack is just so cute together at Halloween. Yeah, I'll put a link here to my Sally makeup tutorial because I love it. I love when people go together. It's so sweet. But yeah, so this is my Jack Skellington look. If you'd like to see how to recreate it, stay tuned. So to start off with, the first thing I'm going to do is block out both my eyebrows, and I'm also going to be applying a plain latex bald cap. So I'll pop a couple links here and here to tutorials I've done in the past to teach you guys how to block your eyebrows out and apply a bald cap, just so I can save some time up in this video. So yeah, so I'm going to do that and I'll get back to you. So there we are, so that's my eyebrows blocked out and my bald cap applied. As you can see, I've covered my ears as well because obviously it might look a bit weird with a skeleton head having ears, so so I've also covered the edge of my bald cap with some liquid latex just to blend the edge so that when you run your finger down there's no seam at all. So yeah, so whilst I wait for that to dry, I'll just talk about what I'm going to use to colour the face. So I'm going to be using some Snazaroo Clown White as always. So I'm going to use that neat on its own, not mixed with anything else, and I'm going to apply that all over my face in random areas with a foundation brush, and then I can blend it in with a fluffy brush because Clown White is like, it's very thick cream basically, and a little bit goes a long way. So yeah, so I'm going to apply that all over my face, not my neck because I might do something else there. So yeah, so I'm going to do that and we'll go from there. Then, when you're happy with the coverage, I can take some Ben Nye in Super White. This is going to be hopefully a awesome setting powder that I can use to obviously set this so it's not as shiny, and also hopefully it will make it that much whiter. I've never used it before, but I've heard nothing but good things about Ben Nye, so I'm going to use this in place of the usual Grimas translucent powder and we'll see what happens. So yeah, that actually is pretty awesome stuff. So I've pressed it on, I pressed it really hard over my eyebrows as well just to get them a little bit extra bit hidden, and I've brushed off all the excess. So I've not gone too heavily over my eyes because I'm going to be covering this whole area in a lot of black, so it doesn't really matter how well covered this whole area is, so yeah. Then I'm going to take a black Grimas cream, and the reason I'm using a cream is just because for this particular look it needs to be really dark and deep set, so black cream gives a nice shine to it and it does look a lot darker and deeper than a watercolour. And I know I don't like doing looks where you have to have your eyes closed. I don't like doing that, but I'm gonna have to do it for this look because the eyes have to be huge. So I mean, I might wear my black scleras at the end of this just so I can show what it would look like if you had contact lenses in as well, but we'll see how it goes. So yeah, so I'm going to take a really sharp brush. I'm just going to use an angle brush for this just so I can get some really nice detail, and I'm going to draw on the shape that I want. I'm going to go for an angry Jack look because of course I am. Of course it's got to be evil looking, hasn't it? So I'm going to start tracing this on really lightly, and then I'm going to gradually start colouring it in. I've gone for that kind of a shape, so very angry. So yeah, so now I've done that, I'm going to start on the nose. So rather than draw my nose up here, which I mean his nose is very close to his eyes, there's no way of hiding this without using prosthetics. So I'm going to end up drawing the nose here, but I'll just, using the same black cream, I'll just extend my nostrils up here just to give this oval nostril shape. Okay, so that's the little nose that I've drawn. I'm going to see how this turns out when I draw the mouth on, because I'm not sure about the shape yet, but I think when I draw this on it might hopefully bring it together. But I've drawn these little kind of Hershey's Kiss type shapes. I don't know, so they're pointing up at the top. Maybe. So yeah, now I've done that, I'm going to take again the same black cream. I think you could do this with just 2 products, I think, probably at this point. Yeah, the Snazaroo Clown White and the black Grimas cream. So, but yeah, I'm going to take an angle brush, a really sharp brush, and I'm going to draw the shape on. I'm going to have the green going quite high. So follow your mouth, just pull it up, draw one line going across, and then we'll work on shading it. So then I can start drawing on the spikes. So I'm going to take the black cream, and the idea is it's fairly evenly spaced out, but we need. So if I'm going to start here, I'll just draw some lines, just taper them down so the lines taper themselves off. Then I'm just going to colour half of my bottom lip and this area here, just only a tiny bit, so it looks like the mouth's ever so slightly open, because otherwise it will draw attention straight to the middle of the mouth where the lips are, because the lines will slightly curve, or it will just look a bit off and it will ruin the illusion. So if I make this whole area here look like it's slightly open, hopefully that will correct that. So I'm going to take the black cream and just colour that in. Okay, so it kind of not draws the attention to the middle, but it kind of evens everything out, so it doesn't look quite so obvious where the lips are, even though obviously you know where they are, but you know what I mean. Now I've done that, I can work on a tiny bit of shading. So for this, I'm only going to use a tiny bit of shading, because you don't really need it, but I think it might add a bit more three-dimensionalness to this. So I'm going to use a M.A.C black eyeshadow in Carbon, and I'm just going to use that just to lightly, with a small fluffy brush, just lightly dust in the areas where I want it. Like, for example, I want the, not that there's any brows here, but I want there to be a furrowed brow effect here, just to make this look a bit more angry, and I want a few lines under here, maybe some bags. I might take the cream and draw a line under there to give emphasis on the brows. We'll see. But I also want to shade around the teeth to give them a bit more three-dimensional effect. And yeah, so I'll time-lapse as I'm doing this, but I'm only going to use, so if, for example, if I take a whole amount like that, I just want to dust off. So there we are. So I've only got a really light amount, because a tiny bit will go such a long way with this makeup. Because we've got a white cream base, it will go a long way, so be very careful to test how much you've got on your brush before you apply it. Okay, so then I can take the angle brush, rubber, and just pull the colour along this line here and just sweep it out. And then I can take some Collection 2000 eyeliner gel, and I can line the waterline of both my eyes just to make them look that much darker, because when I have my lenses in, it will look hopefully really black. I'm then going to take the white Snazaroo Clown White and just draw a line down here, just to be the cartoony spine. So I'm going to colour all this here with a black watercolour. I think I'll use the black Snazaroo Clown White, just to block it out, essentially. So when I have my costume, if they'll say it was a black backdrop, like sort of like this, you should just see my face, the white spine, and the black blending into the costume. Hopefully this effect will come across, we'll see. So yeah, I'm going to start painting that on now, and we'll see what happens. Okay, so I popped on my costume. I did just quickly draw some lines on. I took my angle brush, I didn't do any shading, anything. I just literally drew a spike there and a spike there going over and again, just to make it, I don't know, it just needed something to get a bit more texture to the neck, to look more like a spine. I didn't want to give it too much detail, because it's obviously supposed to be quite cartoony, but yeah, so I did 3 lines either side, spiked inwards. Yeah, it kind of makes it look a bit more interesting. But yeah, so this is my costume. I've not done my hands. I don't usually do my hands in makeups, because I've got to handle the mouse and I've got to sort things out. But obviously you'd paint or wear skeleton hands. But yeah. So this is the look without the sclera lenses. I'm going to pop them in now just so I can show you guys what they look like. You do not need them at all, because that's what it look like with your eyes closed. I mean, that's what it looks like with the eyes open. You could have just regular black small contact lenses in, but I think it might look more effective with the scleras. But yes, so I'm going to apply them now, and I'll get back to you. Okay, so here it is with the sclera lenses in. So as you can see, it does look like my eyes are closed, so, but they're obviously not. Yeah. So this way I get around the whole not having to have my eyes closed to make the look work effect. The eyes are actually, as I usually say when I wear them, is from eyesbright.com. I'll put the link in the description bar below. These are called saber-tooth lenses. I love them so much. They're 22mm lenses, so they cover most of the eye. But yeah, so that's my look. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I was going to do the more like traditional face paint kind of thing, but you know me, I tend to take things to the extreme. So yeah, this is what's come out. So but I really hope you guys liked it. If you like it, you know, usual, make sure to rate, comment, subscribe and all that jazz. It really helps me out. And yeah, so until next time, bye.